Dolorosa in Jerusalem that day. The soldiers tried to clear the narrow street, but the crowd pressed in to see the man condemned to die on Calvary. He was bleeding from a beating, there were stripes on his back, and he wore a crown of thorns upon his head, and he bore with every step the scorn of those who cried out for his death. Down the Via Dolorosa, on the way of suffering, like a lamb the Messiah, Christ the King. And he chose to walk that road out of his life for you and me. On the Via Dolorosa, all the way to Calvary. Por la Via Dolorosa, triste gran Jerusalén, los soldados le abrían paso a Jesús. Entre gente se secaba para ver a que llegaba aquella cruz. Por la Via Dolorosa hizo frío del dolor, como veía niño Cristo pereció. Y fue él quien quiso huir por su amor, por ti y por mí. Por la Via Dolorosa al Calvario mi Down the Via Dolorosa, all the way to Calvary.
If you're what you say you are, if you're the Messiah, why don't you save yourself? I'm not.
Leave him alone! Don't you fear God, even when you are dying? We deserve to die, for we are receiving the just punishment for our crimes. But this man has done nothing wrong. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Today,
That's what I need to know.
Okay, folks, okay. Finish your coffee so we can get to our seats, so that we can get started. I'll pull you back, right?
Well, let me know.
All right. Great turnout. Great to see you guys. Great to see you. Have a seat. Okay. Good evening to you all. Welcome to our second meeting. Again, my name is Mr. Salvador, and I'm glad that you chose to attend, even though you were all mandated to do so. Now, we all have a job here. Mine is to get you through this course. Yours is to talk about the thoughts and feelings that got you here in the first place. I'd like to go over some group norms that we discussed last week. Do any of you remember what they are?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, well, let's start with number one.
We agree to not talk over each other.
We agree not to talk over each other. Okay, number two.
We agree not to make comments about one another.
We agree not to make comments towards one another. Number three.
We agree not to make
Inappropriate gestures.
We agree not to make inappropriate gestures towards each other. Very good. And number four.
We agree to not belittle
Respect.
but show each other respect.
Not to belittle one another, but show each other respect. Good. So, are we still in agreement? Okay, well, now that we've got that covered, I'd like to go roll call.
Okay.
Mr. Simeon Marr.
Here, sir.
Okay. All right, that's enough. Remember the rules. Thank you, Mr. Marr. Miss Gray Doolittle.
Yes, I'm here, but I don't belong here. Now, George, he made a mistake. He did.
We'll get to that in a moment. Miss Delilah Luster.
I be here, but I don't belong here. I ain't do nothing wrong.
Okay, well, that makes two of you. And lastly, Miss Concita Smugness.
I'm here, but I'd rather be out there looking for some employment.
Okay. I am the beginning and the end here, folks. You will not complete this course if you do not participate. How you choose to complete this course is completely up to you. I simply provide the opportunity. Now, last week we talked about goals, rules, and expectations of this group. Does anyone know what the goals are for this group?
Yeah, to get the courts off our back.
This is bull. The system is always trying to play somebody. Let me tell you, you can't compare what I did to these people.
I know you didn't just put me together
I
with
don't know what
those
you
two.
did. I know what I did. Ain't like
Excuse
what
me,
they did.
okay? If somebody that's supposed to be here, it's me, because I'm a good Christian woman.
You're a good Christian woman, but you're
Okay. All right.
Christians make mistakes too.
Okay. This is not about placing blame against one another.
I'm sorry.
At some point, we all fall short of the glory. Now, today we're going to get a chance to tell our stories and perhaps examine the why. Now, first up, Mr. Mark. Mr. Mark, please tell us what brought you to anger management class.
I was court mandated to be here, sir. It's a condition of my parole, and will allow me to move out of the halfway house and cover to reside there. The parole board released me for good behavior. I have served 6 years, 10 months, 12 days. That's 3 months, that's 3 years, 2 months, and 19 days earlier. Doesn't make sense, sir. I don't deserve this.
Tell us what you were incarcerated for, Mr. Mark.
Second-degree manslaughter.
Ooh, I heard
And they say I have anger issues. He makes me look like a saint.
Yes, at least I didn't try to kill my husband. Although the thought crossed my mind many times.
All right, folks. Please. Remember the rules. Continue, Mr. Mark.
I was responsible for the death of a man, sir. What more is there to say?
The court say I have any issues. Look who's talking. He might almost knock over the chair. He all yelling
Miss
about.
Luster, please. Miss Luster. Sorry, continue, Mr. Mark.
My apologies. I'm sorry, excuse for a person. I don't know why they let me out, sir. I still deserve to be there.
That's not something you hear around here often, Mr. Mark. Please, elaborate.
I was married for 5 years, sir. It's Jenny. We had our problems. Struggles with money. Who doesn't, right? Jenny and I both met when we were at a local in our lives. We both lost a parent, her father and my mom.
Whose parents anyway?
I know my thing got
Miss Luster, how many times was that case? Continue, Mr. Mark.
I guess having that in common just made us understand each other. I mean, we all lose our parents, right? Because we lost them in the same year that we met, I guess we just connected.
Girl, I wish my parents had last time. Maybe I would be here. You know what I'm
What
saying?
you talking about? Cause my nigga
Right.
Please, a little respect here. Miss Luster. Go ahead, Mr. Mark, please.
Things were hard. I mean, they are for everyone though, right? We struggle for money. We have those problems. Every time we would try to save, but it seemed like we were just chasing our tails. Every time we had something saved up, some problem would come up. You know, her car, my car, it's always something. So I took a second job at night to help save. We wanted to get a house, you know. So I was working a second job for about a year. It seemed like we were finally saving, just not enough for that down payment. This guy I work with, Mark, his wife does mortgages. She used to come around every now and then and bring Mark dinner. She even used to bring me something every once in a while. She's a really nice lady.
Sound like someone was getting busy on this side.
Miss Luster, I don't know why it's so difficult for you to remember the rules.
Because she's so disrespectful.
Please, keep your comments to yourself.
I'm sorry.
Continue, Mr. Mark.
She was a nice lady. We got to talking, and I was telling her about how my girl and I wanted to get a house and just couldn't afford the down payment. She told me about this FHA program, where the government helps people who don't have the down payment, but have the income. You know, I never expected to get approved for this mortgage, but she showed up one day with the application. I didn't tell Jenny, because I didn't want her to get her hopes up, so I didn't tell her I filled out that application. That day, she told me I was approved for the mortgage. That day was supposed to be the best day of my life. It was also 2 days before our anniversary. I couldn't believe it. Me, the guy from the neighborhood where no one ever seemed to get out. I was given this incredible gift. I told my boss at work, he was actually so happy for me to cut me early. I couldn't believe it. I just wanted to come in quietly that night. It was about 4 a.m. Just wanted to slip into bed quietly and wake her sweetly with the good news. I opened the bedroom door, and there he was, my best friend since kids, Billy Barnes.
Oh, Jenny sound like my God.
Mr. Mark. Mr. Mark.
It's all a blur to me even now. Screaming, blood. I remember choking him. And that first punch, but not the last. Not the last.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Mark. You can be seated. Anger is an emotion we must not ignore. We must begin to examine our past and find out what fuels our anger. We can lay that burden to rest so that we can move forward with our lives. Ms. Luster, could you please share?
Yes, whatever. So, I'm court mandated too. But I don't think I need no anger management class. I mean, I got angry, if you want to call it that. I was just mad, but there was a reason. You see, about 3 months ago, I told Mike that I was a woman with needs. And, you know, Mike, he was nice. I mean, like, you know what I'm talking about. So, anyway, so, you know, I wanted to see him, but he had other plans. So I called Sergio, and Sergio and I were having a great old time. Mike wants to be available. So I told him I was with somebody else. And he got all mad talking about, oh, we over. And I was like, hold up. Wait a minute. How can we be over if we were never even on? So I had to tell him, men, they always want to use you and then throw you away. So I had to let him know. I was like, Boo, I'm the one who calls the shots. I'm the one who decides when it is over. So I did what any rational woman would do. I took my truck and I rammed it into his baby. His pride. It's 2017 Platinum Collection Escalade. Oh, I did that. But he had the nerves to call the cops on me and had me arrested. So like I said, that's the end of the story. I ain't do nothing wrong. It's not like I killed nobody.
Thank you, Ms. Luster. However, living a life without purpose can lead to fulfilling the lust of the flesh. Giving into the flesh is temporal and can have a lasting imprint on your life. There is a better way, Ms. Luster, and it can lead to eternal peace. Ms. Doolittle,
Yes.
you are up next.
Well, like I told you, I don't belong here. Okay. Okay, sorry. Now, George, he said to me to come here or I go to the jail. But I don't do nothing wrong. I'm a good Christian woman. I go to the church every Sunday since 5 times, except when I'm sick. Or when my husband, he got angry and he wanted to use me as a punching bag. But I pay my tithes and my offering all the time. All the time. I'm telling you that George, he made a mistake. Okay? I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. Ese hombre, my husband, he's the one that should be here. He has made my life a living hell. Ese sinvergüenza. He got angry because I forgot to put the adobo in the chicken. He said to me so many disgusting, degrading names that I cannot repeat it. I can't. I cannot repeat it. I could not believe it. I had turned my cheek so many times. Like my pastor said. My pastor said, you have to turn the other cheek. I did it. I did it. But I fell off. I fell off. And I said to him, I said, maybe you need to go to church and get saved. Then you wouldn't be so miserable. He flipped me out. Look what he did to me. He hit me. Yeah, he hit me. But he said to me something. He said, there is no God. That's when I lose it, okay? Nobody talk to me about my God that way, okay? Oh, baby, I got angry. I got so angry. Yes, I got angry. But Jesus, he got angry too. He got angry when the people was in the temple excelling. You remember? Okay, he flipped the tables on them. Yes, he did. And so did I. I took that kitchen table and I flipped it over on him. Yes, I did. It's not my fault he didn't move. I take my Bible, the big one, and I hit him in the head with it. And I beat him, and I beat him, and I beat him senseless. I knocked him out. I was trying to put the word of God inside of him one way or another. When he wake me up, he called the police. Can you believe that? Yeah. They arrested me. And the police, they said to me, why you did it? I said, why I did it? Because 25 years ago, he started it, and I finished it right now, se acabó.
There are consequences to poor judgment, Ms. Doolittle, and breaking the law, even man's law. But thank you. Lastly, Ms. Smuggles, please tell us what brought you to anger management.
Same thing I've done. Court order.
And what would cause the court to generate such an order?
They claim that I have anger issues.
And what would make you think that?
incident at work.
What kind of incident? Could you elaborate?
I smashed some computer equipment.
And what would create such an outburst on your part?
An outburst? That's not what it was. It was an act of justice. You see, the people that I work for, which I've been killing myself for the past 10 years, they hired a new person for the position that I should have gotten, the position that I deserved. This person only has a bachelor's, but I have a master's, and I'm an experienced software programmer. I deserve that position.
I see, but don't you think that this person also deserved this position?
What? Why am I even here?
Because if you do the crime, then you have to pay the time.
Listen, man, you need to take the log out of your eye before you try to put it in mine, okay? I don't know if I said that right, but that's right. You know, this is just a waste of time. I got better things to do with my time. Like search for a better job where I could be treated the way that I deserve. Better yet, I'm going to open up my own business. Because at the end of the day, I don't need anyone. My parents taught me that. I've always done everything by myself. In fact, everything that I've accomplished is because I relied on me, myself, and I. I'm the best at what I do. And that's why I couldn't give that company the satisfaction of keeping the software that I created. So you know what? I decided to destroy my computer and everyone that I could get my hands on before they called cops and had me escorted out. You know what? I would do it again. Because I want my boss to know what he lost. I want him to regret it. And I want him to beg me to come back. So I can say, sorry, boss. You had your chance. I'm the best thing that ever happened to that company. It's their loss, not mine.
Thank you, Miss Smallness. You can be seated. Okay, now that you've heard each other's stories, what do you feel about your own stories and how you were able to solve it? There indeed is a theme in this room. Let's connect the dots.
I wish I would have had enough. Because then I would have killed my boss.
What, Miss
Why not?
Smallness?
I'm just so tired of doing right by people. And being treated so badly, like if creating a multi-billion-dollar program for that company was just what was expected of me.
Well, aren't we all expected to do our best at all times?
There's no reward in doing the right thing.
I believe there is. Anyone else?
Man, she ain't never lied. I think the only person you need to look out for is yourself.
That's right.
See, I learned to trust nobody. See, the people who say they love you, who's supposed to love you, they don't. Everybody is out for themselves. And that is what my father taught me.
Excuse me, not everybody is out for themselves. I do the work of the Lord.
Oh.
I don't do life for myself, okay?
There is no God. There is no heaven. Because if there was a God, he wouldn't let someone like my father rape me. See, people are garbage. Pedophiles, liars, murderers, evil people are garbage.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Miss Luster. He had no right to do that to you.
I'm sorry too. But there certainly is a God. And there certainly is a heaven. And those evil people like your father, they're not going there. They're going to heaven. But me, I'm going to heaven because I'm a good woman. I'm going to heaven.
Oh my God. Lady! You need to tour out your husband, yo. You don't feel bad about it, so you ain't no different from me.
Mira, he deserves it. My husband, he deserves it. And he's not going to heaven either. But I'm going to atrévete. Yo sí, yo I'm going because yo te lo aseguro. I'm going to.
Beverly, how you think your signature?
No, let's start. Right, Mr. Salvador?
Well, yes.
You just can't let everybody walk all over you. And Mr. Mark, I for one would have done the same thing. I would have killed that guy too. I think he's justified.
No, I wasn't. I deserve hell for what I did. Please don't tell me you approve of my actions. I'm no role model. No matter how sorry I am, I'll never get to heaven.
That's not true, Mr. Mark. God knows your heart. Please, be seated.
Just a front of the mind.
Do you folks know the story about the 2 thieves on the cross?
Maybe.
There indeed is a theme in this room. The common thread is that each of you has committed a crime, just like the thieves on the cross. All with the exception of Mr. Mark, who believes you've done nothing wrong. You see, the thieves bashed Jesus because they thought they did not deserve the same death as Jesus. But when Jesus called out to his Father in heaven and asked him to forgive them, for they know not what they do, it was then that one of the thieves realized his sin and asked to be forgiven. The other did not. When we try to justify our sins by placing blame on others, we create a wall of denial. This denial creates a barrier against healing and repentance. If you make your way to the next 10 meetings, you will see your situations from a place of hope instead of blame, disappointment, and despair. It is completely